You said something you didn't mean. Again. And now you're lying in bed at 3 a.m. replaying the whole argument, wondering why you always do this. You're not crazy. You're not too much. You're just triggered. And nobody ever taught you what to do in that moment. Until now. What you're about to learn is the difference between the woman who loses people she loves and the woman who builds something real. Stay with me. Here's what actually happens during conflict with someone you care about. Your brain gets a signal, a text that feels cold, a tone that sounds dismissive, silence that feels like rejection, and within seconds, before you've even processed it, your nervous system fires. Heart rate up, chest tight, mind racing. This is called a triggered state. And in this state, you are literally not thinking clearly. The part of your brain responsible for logic, empathy, and communication goes offline. What takes over? The part wired for survival. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn. So you fire off a paragraph, or go completely cold, or say I'm fine when you're not, or shrink yourself down to keep the peace. None of these are you being crazy. They're just your nervous system doing its job, protecting you. The problem is, it's protecting you from love. Let's make this simple. Reacting is automatic. It comes from the wound. It's fast, emotional, unfiltered. Responding is intentional. It comes from the values. It's slower, grounded, chosen. Here's what that looks like in real life. You're on a date. Things have been good. Then he makes a comment that lands wrong, something a little dismissive. Maybe he didn't even mean it that way. The reaction, your face changes immediately. You go quiet. He asks if you're okay. You say, I'm fine, but you're not. The rest of the night is cold and distant. He doesn't know what happened. You go home feeling unseen. And now there's a wall between you that neither of you knows how to talk about. The response, you feel the sting of the comment. You take a breath. You let a few minutes pass. Then you say simply, hey, that comment kind of landed weird for me. I might be reading into it. Can I ask what you meant? He explains. It was nothing, or maybe it was something, and now you know. Either way, you handled it. You stayed in the room. You gave it a chance. Same situation. Completely different outcome. One closes the door before it ever opens. One builds the kind of trust that makes real intimacy possible. And here's what's important to understand. Responding doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. It means choosing when and how you express it. That is not weakness. That is power. If responding were easy, everyone would do it. But most of us learned how to love in environments that weren't safe. Maybe emotions in your home were punished or ignored. Maybe love felt inconsistent, warm one day, withdrawn the next. Maybe you learned that if you didn't react fast enough, nothing would change, so you adapted. And that adaptation became your attachment style. Let's talk about the 3 most common ones. Anxious attachment. You feel everything intensely. When something feels off, you need reassurance fast. You overtext, overexplain, overgive. And the more someone pulls back, the harder you push forward. Avoidant attachment. You shut down when things get emotional. You go quiet, you pull away. You tell yourself you don't care even when you do. Conflict feels suffocating, so you escape it entirely. Fearful-avoidant. You want closeness desperately, but it also terrifies you. You push people away and then panic when they actually leave. Hot and cold, close and distant. Even you don't understand yourself sometimes. Most people are a mix, and most people have no idea this is even happening. They just know that relationships feel hard, that they keep ending up in the same place. That something always seems to go wrong right when things start feeling real. These are not character flaws. They are patterns built for survival, and patterns can be changed. Here is what responding actually looks like. 4 steps. Simple. Real. Step 1, pause before you send that message, before you say that thing, before you do anything, pause. Even 60 seconds changes your brain chemistry. Take a breath. Long exhale. Let your nervous system know you are not in danger. Here's what this looks like in real life. He says something that lands wrong. Your chest tightens immediately. Your fingers are already on your phone. Put it down. Go to another room if you have to. Splash cold water on your face. Just break the momentum of the reaction before it leaves your body. Step 2, name it. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Not, I feel like he doesn't care. That's a story. I feel scared. I feel rejected. I feel invisible. Name the emotion underneath the reaction. This alone disarms it. Research on emotional labeling shows that simply naming a feeling reduces its intensity in the brain. You're not just doing inner work. You're literally changing your neurochemistry. Step 3, trace it. Ask, is this feeling from right now, or is it older than this moment? Does his silence remind you of someone? Does this feel familiar? Maybe every time someone goes quiet, you're suddenly 7 years old again, waiting for a parent to come back. Maybe every time someone seems disappointed, you're back in a relationship where you were never quite enough. When you can see where a feeling comes from, you stop punishing the person in front of you for wounds they didn't cause. That shift alone will change the quality of every relationship you have from this point forward. Step 4, speak from the feeling, not the story. Instead of, you always do this. You don't care about me. Try. When I don't hear from you, I start to feel anxious. I don't need you to fix that, I just wanted you to know. Instead of, you're so dismissive, you never take me seriously. Try. When you responded like that, I felt dismissed. Can we talk about it? One sentence like that does more for a relationship than 100 arguments, because it's vulnerable. And vulnerability, when it's safe, is what creates real connection. The goal is not to never feel triggered. The goal is to stop letting the trigger make your decisions for you. Securely attached women are not women who never feel triggered. They feel everything. But they've learned to be a witness to their emotions instead of a prisoner to them. They don't chase. They don't punish. They don't perform calm while boiling inside. They feel it. They name it. They express it from a grounded place. And because of that, the right people stay. The wrong people reveal themselves. Conflict stops being a threat and becomes a place where two people actually understand each other better. That's the relationship you want. And you are closer to it than you think. This is a skill, not a personality trait you either have or you don't. It's something you practice. Imperfectly at first. You'll pause and still react sometimes. You'll name the feeling and still send the paragraph. That's okay. Every time you catch yourself, even after the fact, you're building the muscle. The woman who responds instead of reacts is not cold or detached. She is not suppressing herself or shrinking herself or pretending she doesn't feel things deeply. She feels everything. She just doesn't let the feeling drive the car. She is free. Free from cycles that keep repeating. Free from the 3 a.m. replays. Free from wondering why it always falls apart right when it was starting to feel real. Free to be loved the way she deserves. That woman is not far away from you. She's who you become every time you choose to pause instead of react. Start there. If this resonated, save this video. You'll want to come back to it.